Hi, I'm here to talk to you today about a very fastly growing problem here in the United States. Every year in the United States of America, $2.2 trillion worth of products are imported from over 150 countries around the entire world. The amount of pollution that comes from the 15 largest ships equals the combined amount coming from all the cars in the world. Without a doubt, this is a large part of a crisis that is upon us every day, and that is our deteriorating environment and ecosystems of our beloved planet Earth. It's not going away anytime soon either, at least not with the considerable unified efforts from us, the human race, as one. With the current market conditions, it has become increasingly cheaper to buy distantly produced goods, despite the increased costs of packaging, transport, inspection, and other associated expenses. However, along with the lower prices comes the added costs and repercussions of the environment and impacts on the economic well-being of your community. How can we help this issue? You can help by buying locally and keeping the local economy growing. For example, just a 10% shift of the produce to local use just a 10% shift of the produce to local use from one state's farm would save 310,000 gallons of fuel on an annual basis and would also reduce CO2 emissions by 7.3 million pounds. Not only are we helping the environment by not sourcing large quantities that are traveling long distances, but we're supporting our neighbors and our hardworking citizens. Typically, a carrot will travel 1,838 miles to become part of one single meal. If we implement a plan of low spending at chain stores and spend more of our money at local stores, we can make a great effect in our local communities. If the people of an average American city were to shift even just 10% of their spending from chains to local businesses, it would bring an additional $235 million per year to the community's economy. For example, instead of going out to Dunkin' Donuts every day for breakfast and a coffee every morning, wake up an extra 10 minutes early and go to your local diner instead. Something even as simple as that can make a huge difference if we all got in the habit. The American tradition of the family farm is in danger of fading away as there are now less than 1 million people in the United States that claim their primary occupation to be farming. This represents a loss of almost 5 million farms since 1935. Family farms exhibiting self-sufficiency are the foundation of our rural communities. Communities benefit from the local farmers as they purchase their goods from local merchants and provide jobs which enhance the local economy. This produces a winning combination for everyone. When farmers sell directly to the consumer, the middleman is cut out, thus producing a higher profit for the farmer. The farmer then circulates his profits throughout the community with local merchants, creating a cycle that builds a strong local economy. For example, buying milk locally can be one great way just to keep money within the community. Imagine how much money you spend a week just on milk alone. Most of the milk produced by our region's dairy farmers is processed regionally and sold regionally, so basically New England and New York. Shipping fluid milk is expensive because it's not only heavy, but it needs to be refrigerated and requires additional regulation and fees when it crosses state lines. Milk from our dairy farms is primarily processed in plants in Massachusetts, Connecticut, and New York, and that milk is sold primarily in those states. A recent study by the Manomet Center for Conservation Sciences found that 18% of the milk consumed in our state is produced by Massachusetts farms. The processing plant for every dairy product is listed on the container itself, so if you're curious about where your milk or dairy product is processed, you can just look it up. I, for one, always buy my milk at Shaw Farms in Drake, Massachusetts, or Smiling Hill Farms in North Scarborough, Maine. There's other examples I could make too, such as buying apples in season right from your local farm stand, instead of from Shaw's or from Hannaford's. Same thing with eggs as well, which can be bought locally year-round. All these things add up, and it can make a very big difference if we all just try to make a little difference. By spending money locally, you're not only helping to protect our fastly degrading environment, but you're also helping to keep your local economy strong. When you buy local from a farmer, he's more likely to spend his money back into the community. Doing your weekly grocery shopping and dropping a couple $100 at Shaw's or Hannaford's, how much of that money do you think is getting spent back into the local economy? Are you ready to help?